Welcome, Greenville Oaks family. I'm excited to be able to share with you in this video information about our re-entry process on Sunday mornings. The last week or so, we've had schools begin to re-enter, and you've had to make decisions. Those of you who are parents, about whether you will continue an online school for your kids or you'll begin in-person gatherings. We know we have differences of opinion. We see things differently. Some of us are at greater risk. And the same thing is true about our worship experience. There are some of you that don't feel ready to come and worship with us on Sunday mornings. And we want you to know that's perfectly okay. We'll continue to have opportunities and focus on our online worship so you can still engage with your church family in worship. We also know there are others of you that are ready to re-enter the building, and we're excited for that opportunity. I'm excited to actually have people that I'm preaching with, and I know our worship ministry will be excited for the same things. And so we want to share some information for those of you who will be regathering with us about how we'll do that as safely as we can with all the precautions that we're trying to take place. We're going to make sure that the room's sanitized. And that's important because we're going to be having two services. So those of you who've been worshiping online need to be aware of these differences as well. Beginning on Sunday, September 20th, we'll begin having two different kinds of worship services as we've had in the past. At 9 o'clock, we'll have an a cappella worship service. So you're welcome to join us then. If you prefer our instrumental option, we'll have a service that begins every Sunday morning at 10:30. Those services will be more abbreviated than what they've been in the past. We want to encourage you to join us at those times so you can get the full benefit of our worship service as we gather together online and in person. Now, when you come, it's important before you come that you register online. And there will be more information coming to you soon about how you can make sure you're registering for these worship services so that we know who's planning to attend and the numbers that will be joining us in each of our services. When you enter the building, we're going to ask that you wear a mask during your entire time there. We want to make sure that we're loving our neighbor, and that's one of the best ways that we can do that in this season. Now, we won't have any bulletins, but one thing you will receive on the way in is a communion supply so that you can make sure that you have that ready for the time where we share in communion in our worship service. We'll have that in baggies, and you can dispose of those in those baggies as well when you leave the worship service at the end of our time together. There won't be any children's activities or nursery that will be attended by any kind of staff. The nursery will be available for those who may have crying children, and so please be aware that that's a possibility if you may need it, if that need may arise. There's also giving opportunities. We're grateful for how many of you have chosen to give online and continue to be generous in this season. But for those of you who are used to passing the plate and putting things in, we won't be passing trays on Sunday mornings, but we will have boxes at the exits that you can place your check in or your cash in to give as you've done in the past. We're excited about these days ahead. We're excited about what it will mean to re-engage with the story together. We're excited about the continuing online worship, the ways that we'll engage with our heart's language of a cappella or instrumental. We know there's opportunities also to engage with our community, so we hope you'll be inviting your friends and neighbors to this time where we're re-engaging in worship together in this special way. We've been a both-and church for a while now. That's been true of our a cappella and our instrumental worship services. We know people are in different places, have different preferences, connect with God in different ways, and we know our community does the same. And we've been able to be united as one church. We don't think that should be any different in this season. We know there are people that will continue to worship online, and maybe in the coming weeks you'll feel more comfortable to come and join us in the days to come. Others of you are ready to come back. But I want to impress on us the importance of loving each other no matter where we find ourselves on that scale or preference or need. Please, we want to encourage you to love each other through this, with our differences. And if we can do that well, it will set us up well to engage in our mission, to inspire people to follow Jesus as a both-and church that realizes that we span the spectrum of diversity in so many different ways in this church family. But we love the same Lord, and we're forgiven by the same blood of Jesus.